Peace, man. Shout out to everybody out there. It's your boy Pro Black Politics. Smash that thumbs up button. Subscribe to the channel if you're in the pro black media. Got a couple clips, right? I'm gonna start it off with this one, right? The topic is reparations. Let me make this a quick one. But I got clips, man. I'm gonna dive right into it.
I think that the Negroes, who have done nothing wrong, in my opinion, except recently, but they did no wrong by coming here. We dragged them here, and I think we owe them something. I think we owe them a chance in their own nation in Africa.
Then you do intend to deport the Negroes to Africa?
You keep saying these things, sir, not me. Not deport them. Those who wish to may remain here on reservations like the Indians were. Those who will, of their own volition, accept our help will be aided to go over to Africa and build their own nation as our ancestors, and yours, I might say, came over here and did in America. The Negro people we feel sorry for. We don't blame them. We don't feel they're evil or vicious. We feel it's just like a bunch of monkeys had been let out of a zoo by a group of Jews and given bottles and whiskey and guns and so forth. You wouldn't hate the monkeys, but you'd certainly want them back in the zoo.
If it weren't for the race mixers promoting a race mixing program to try to destroy the white race, we wouldn't have the problem.
Well, was there perhaps some incident in your childhood with a black person that turned you against them?
No, sir. Most blacks have always been very nice to me. I don't think it would be fair to be against a whole group of people because of one or a few acts that a few might commit. I don't think that it would be right to be against the niggers just because one or two niggers did something to me. I'm against the blacks because I think it's necessary to have a complete separation of the races so that the white race can live.
Okay, now the topic is reparations, right? As the first guy addressed. I can't remember his name right off top. I think he founded the American Nazi Party. But the point is, that is what American racism looked like. It was just honest, the niggers don't need to be here. We don't want them niggers around us. It was simple, right? They're not bad people. We just don't want them around us. We don't want to mix with them. It was just honesty, right? And those are pure-blooded Americans, right? And again, depending on, they're probably from the South, most of them, but again, that's how it was. And the attitude is what I'm focusing on here, because these people clearly, necessarily, in most instances, don't want to be around black people, but they still, even though they have a adverse feeling about being around black people, they're able to acknowledge that, hey, those black people, we owe those black people something. Like, we brought them here, and we owe them something. It's just like the Indians. The man said it, right? The attitude has switched from, we just don't really want to be around them niggas. We owe them. We just don't want to be around them. We should help them, but we don't, you know what I mean? To, we don't owe them niggas nothing. They should be grateful that they in America. And the switch is what's fascinating to me, right? And I kind of found myself digging into that, like, why did that happen? And now it's starting to make more sense. I'm gonna play this next clip, right? And the individual, I can't even think of his name. You'll see him in the clip. But check this one out. Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson's his name. Check it out.
And they called you a racist for that?
They did. Which is actually quite interesting because I got a call from the Foundational Black American Society here in Florida who reminded me that Byron's mother is Jamaican, he is Panamanian, and they found it quite insulting, in their words, that he would try to claim victimhood of slavery without a single descendant of American slaves in his family.
I like those foundational guys.
They're so good.
Tariq Nasheed and all. I mean, I don't agree with everything, but they've got a perspective. If your family's been here 400 years, and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives. I'll listen to you. Like, you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
Term I want to focus on is heritage American, right? Pretty much what the foundational black American thing is, but the term heritage American is not just about black people. It applies to white people who've been here for generations and generations and generations. I'm gonna let him finish. And I'm gonna get back to that because I think it's real important that the heritage American term is something we need to start using and putting forth, because it's one thing that we have in common with white people who've been here for a very long time, right? And the white people, we'll get into it. Let him finish.
Gets an MSNBC slot.
Equivocally heritage Americans.
That's for, you've got a point of view that is legitimate. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like, you've
100%.
got perspective. If your family's been here 400 years and the descendants of a lot of American slaves or families have been here 400 years, I don't know. I think that gives, I'll listen to you. Like, you've
100%.
got, you've got a point of view that is legitimate, I think.
Yeah. And they're unequivocally heritage Americans.
That's for sure.
100%.
They're definitely heritage Americans, if anyone is. And, someone rolls in from Ghana and gets an MSNBC slot and starts speaking on behalf of black people. It's like, shut up, honey. You've got nothing to do with this.
Right.
That's
Literally.
a fair perspective,
Right.
I think.
And so it's good to actually see them call them out for that. That's actually cultural appropriation. Appropriating the struggle of slavery.
I totally agree.
And the struggle of slavery was real. I don't think Republicans ever want to really whitewash that. It's real,
No.
right? But for
We're
Byron,
against slavery.
we're against it.
Whether it's in the West Bank or here or anywhere.
Or anywhere.
Yeah, against it.
And so
Yeah.
for Byron's group, his team, to call me and essentially our entire supporting base racists for saying that you're a slave when quite literally you took $45 million. You won't tell us what you agreed to take that money this early in a primary, which is unprecedented. You know this, how unprecedented that kind of money is in an uncontested primary.
Point of that, obviously, the FBA mentioned Tariq Nasheed. We got white Americans, right? And I'm not sure Tucker Carlson's, I might pull that up real quick. Give me a second. I'm not even going to do that. We just going to say that both of these individuals is heritage Americans, meaning that they've been here for multiple generations, right? It would make sense that he agrees kind of more so with what the old white, the original clip, the leader of the Nazi Party, American Nazi Party, was saying, right? Those people, for lack of a better term, they're more American. They're more American than a lot of these people who came over here in the 1900s or the 1920s and the 1930s. And I think that's the big shift in feelings for reparations for African Americans. The more and more immigrants that came into the United States of America from Ireland or all over Europe, different places, like the less and less the African American issue, the heritage American issue, the foundational black issue became because the more and more they come, it's no different than what's happening, like the big push on immigration right now. Like, that's been happening in America, especially for us as a minority group, for a decade. A century almost now, right? But it's making the news now because it's, all the illegal immigration, Somali fraud, Mexicans jumping over the border, like, it's boom, that's the focus. But the reality is, the Germans been doing it. The Polish been doing it. Even the people who just came over, say they came over here legally and they are Americans, they still got the flags of their regular countries or the home countries flying in their house, right? So, like, that's telling you that they not really American. They just people who come from another country that's in America now, right? it's a difference between, and we need to highlight that, between what a heritage American is and what these second, third, fourth generation Americans are. And I like the distinction needs to be talked about, because like those newer Americans are the people that are most adverse to black people receiving reparations, right? And we kind of need to identify them groups, because a lot of them are not really Americans, man. Those people, again, they've been here for 3-4 generations or whatever, but they didn't contribute absolutely anything to the foundation of this country. Especially like the same way we have an attitude towards the African immigrants coming over here and having an opinion on reparations, like the Byron Scott do. Like we should feel that same way about 4, 5, 5th generation immigrants from Scotland and Ireland, man. Like y'all people barely, you just paid a couple taxes, man. But the country was fully formed when your people got here. Like y'all just got to partake in a country that was flourishing. You took no part in it. But those are some of the most outspoken people, because, and I wanted to go a little bit more into it as far as we already at 12 minutes. I'm trying to wrap this up. Just as far as how different immigrant groups got into politics. And I'm gonna do a little quick one on that one of these days. Not right now though. They got one more video. All right, so I got an old clip of Tariq Nasheed, and then I got a newer clip. They real quick, so I'm gonna check these out.
Yeah, there should be reparations, but there's a way that we need to do it, because black folks as a whole mentally will fuck up any kind of money that's given directly. There has to be some type of structure to it. If you start giving niggas, let's say every black person in America will get $10,000 next month in January, niggas will be broke again on January 15th. It has to be organized. You cannot give niggas money right now. They'll fuck it right back up. They'll give it right back to everybody else. Going by June, shit. It'll be gone in 15 days. Just like lottery, exactly. Just like lottery winners. Most lottery winners, they go broke in 5 years. Just like that Dave Chappelle comedy skit. That's what messed that money up. What they need to do, as far as reparations, it should be a designated plot of land, or somewhere in middle America, somewhere where there's good fertile land that should be given, that should be tax-free, that should be regulated to male-headed house.
I pretty much agree with that. Across the board, I tweak it a little bit, but I pretty much agree with that across the board.
What do you think that should be?
It should look the same as what they do with Native Americans, the red Native Americans. The same thing, you allocate checks the same way, allocate land grants, where we get to choose a certain area where we're going to call our own land. You make us tax-free. We don't have to pay taxes. Give us the same kind of casinos as the Native Americans. Give us, allow us to have our own police force, our own hospitals. When I went to Arizona recently, those Native Americans got it popping out there. Own police force, own schools, all federally subsidized. We need the same thing. We're going to trace the people's names back to the 1870 censuses. Okay. So if your name can go to the census in 1870, that means you come from foundational Black American lineage, and that would qualify you for reparation.
What is reparation?
Again, for the most part, I agree. The only part I disagree with, right, is the personal checks, right? But I'm not gonna focus on that. But the main thing is the organization needs to be there, right? This from a guy like, and I just forgot his name just that quick, Tucker Carlson, right? Even just doing a name drop, FBA. It's like that's an alley-oop, right? And it's kind of, I look at it like a olive branch. Like, yeah, I hear you out. We could talk. Like, the only thing we need to be doing right now is getting this brother in an interview with Tucker Carlson, man. Like, niggas need to hit Tucker Carlson Twitter, Instagram, whatever, man, and just boom, Tariq, this shit. We need to get that on the top. It need to be there, right? We need to start focusing on heritage Americans like people who've been here for a long time, and not. We got to get a solid base, and we got to reach out. I do disagree with the personal checks. I don't think that's beneficial, but it's like the brother changed his position a little bit, but that's fine. If popular or personal checks is popular, so I could, you know what I mean, just to create the conversation. But I do think of better structures out there for us, man, and it'll make more sense to do more. Talk about that later. But yeah, man, and I'm gonna go more into the distinction between, you know, what the heritage white Americans' attitudes was versus what we have now, which is a lot of white passing Americans who just got here, who's not really in support or really don't have African Americans, foundational Black Americans' interests, heritage Black Americans' interests. They're not here for us. Like, they here for their people, and that's Irish people or Polish people or Ukrainian people, wherever they come from. Right? They out for themselves and not America. So we need to focus on heritage Americans and accepting that olive branch, man, or you know, making sure that we can reach out to those people that understand the contribution that Africa or foundational Black Americans or heritage Black Americans. I like that better. They recognize and appreciate the contribution that our ancestors did for this country. We're gonna end it right there, man. Smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel, man. It's your boy Pro Black Politics. It's Country Community Network. We up out of here. I'll take it easy.